Morning, everyone. Happy new week to everybody. Got a new week going on here. We need some music. We'll go for lo-fi. Hopefully that won't drive me crazy. All right. This is it, guys. I made a lot of goofy, stupid mistakes, and I fixed them all. Now we are fixing this for the final version of things. So, if you look over here, we are setting up for this guy. This guy here. You will see. We get the super 25, 255, 56, 57, 58, 258. So we're setting up for US comics. I have exported the entire thing as manga. Subscale, so we can now adjust it for the US comics. So this is the US comic. This is super cool. 160, 61, 62, 63, 163. So we'll double check to make sure that that's our setting up for minutes. I meant that. But my minutes. All right. So our width is going to be 163. Our height is going to be 258. At 600 dpi, I'm going to set it for gray. Default frequency will always be 85. Number of pages 36. Left binding. Start page is on the right. So we'll turn on the cover page. 600 dpi color for that. We'll run this. And we will call this Matrix Rising 1 Momentary Ghosts US. All this looks good. And we'll set that up completely. First one. And this is sort of close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as export US size. Because we are going to do all of this for our browse. Press browse to get US. Put it in here and the momentary ghosts. Folder, US size. No, go. Tap, 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 tap. And now we set it up. And what we have done here is we've set up a US sized thing. I'll go back over to the other monitor. You can see what's going on here. So if you think about the way that we've got this now, we have to make something that is traditionally this size fit something that's now this size. And the aspect ratio is pretty important, right? So we've got an aspect ratio difference between here. So I gotta make this use it. Yeah. That's, will always be. Please. So here we go. Now, if Brian joins me, we can talk about this. So this is cover, back cover, back cover. We've got one too many pages. These two do not need to exist. How did this happen? Okay. Change project settings. This must be 34. Number of pages are not allowed to be read. Okay. Here we go. We're going to do this again. Apparently we cannot do that. So, here we go. New. Don't screw it up, guy. Or, what were you thinking, man? What were you thinking? Still feel like we're not getting all of our, like, everything is there. Export. Ooh. I'll be fine. We're gonna debating if this is taking this much of it. Okay, so we have a complete run out of this. Okay, and that's what's gone on here. We printed it. Last night I rolled it out. Every edit is done. All the pages are done. So we just need to load them into a US formatted thing. So we'll do that. But also, we need to get into this directory and delete what I just made, because apparently you cannot ever cut it back again. So we'll delete that whole folder. So, go ahead and do it again. Because it's not there anymore. The good news is we're learning all of these things now, right? Now we will. Right. Now we can do the things. It's almost like it really doesn't want to help me out here. I don't need them looped together like this. I guess I do. No, this is right. This is right. Because this would be the inside, this would be the face. This is the way we want it. All right. All right. Here we go. Nope. Well, I guess so. This is good because I don't think these line up. They do not, in fact, line up. Which is fine. Now that we're here, we can go in and do the fixing. Nope. How are you doing, Brent? Lots of new hires. Huh? One thing we were thinking about was that this page. Come on, stop. Bye. The front door has been opened. So today, you and me, we got to figure out how to do that back page blurb. I don't like it. It's kind of weird. So we're going to kindly delete this section right here and put a black bar. No, that's blue. Blue bar, apparently. Right here. So we're going to write white over it, what printing it is. Because Ryan and I were talking, and we think we can only really afford to do about $200 worth of prints or copies, which is probably only going to do about 100 of them, if we're lucky. And so, first 100 are going to be, we're going to do the calculation and how many we're going to print before we send it off to the printer today. And when we do, actually, no, blue, I like that. Thank you. Now I think I like blue. When we do, those first 100 will be worth more because they are rarer. And then, if my imposter syndrome is correct and nobody buys these but Brent, then Brent gets the very super rare one. And that's okay. Oh, I'm breaking up already? Hang on. I know how to fix this because I've got green bars. So hang on. There we go. Should be a little bit better now. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, if my imposter syndrome is correct, I'm actually going to. If my imposter syndrome pans out, then number of black and white pages, 32. Number of color pages, 3. So, not even that many, huh? Yep. But we can afford to do 70 of them. Not even that, really, because we've got to pay for shipping. Yep. So that should be about right there. So we get to do 60 in the first run. And that's what we get to afford to do. Yep. So, okay. So this would be. We use white for this. There we go. That way, when we do another run of this, if we ever do, we can change that to second printing. No, I only did 25 of the tech manual. We didn't even have that much of a budget. So 60 is not bad. It'll get me somewhere. And, I mean, Superior POD, that's, $3 each. It's 33 pages, black and white. Added a whole dollar to it. Oh, maybe not 60, because it's not glossy cover. 50. It's gonna be 50. 50 is a nicer, rounder color, rounder number anyway. Because we didn't add gloss to the cover. All right, so that works. So the internal cover is correct. And then here is this is paste. 50 is good. 50 is enough to see if I've got an audience of any sort. And if we don't, that's fine. I'll still keep printing them. I'll just print them at 50s in batches of 50. But I mean, I still have first edition copies of my Springs book. I think I only printed like 100 of those tops. Somebody else paid for it, so. I'm making this very confusing, so I'll make sure I don't make it confusing. Just adding black so that it bleeds all the way out. Yeah, it's a multiple of 5. It's a nice round number. I like it. Page 4. We'll load 4 and 5. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not the one. Yeah, we don't want this. We have to close this. Inside it's safes. Those are the text safes. Not quite straightened out, but you close. Maybe. This is all guessing because it's a manga put into the universe of we're just increasing so I had done these multiple page things, and really all I feel like it's done is made this more complicated, and it doesn't need to be more complicated. So we have to do a little bit of work here. So the big news going around the pipe right now is that starting next year, Clip Studio Paint is going to go to a subscription model. That's like freaking Adobe. And I'm not sure. Yep, just like everything else is, because of course you can only use 4 programs. You're not allowed to use anybody else's programs. And they will make it so that only rich people can have multiple programs. And us poor people have to decide which programs do we use. And that's the way this works. So, needless to say, that is the big news, and everybody's really grumpy about it, rightfully so. Yep. So there you go. That's the end of the era of Clip Studio Paint for a lot of us because, well, here's the thing. They'll let us use version 1 forever. We can continue to use version 1 forever. But they will stop updating version 1 at version 3, and you'll have to either buy version 3 or version 4 or whichever. And when you do, you'll have to get into the subscription model. So you can grandfather in by continuing to use version 1. So I can use this forever until Windows stops supporting it, naturally. At some point, naturally, Windows will stop supporting it. And then it will be pretty sucky. And that's the big cranky news. this morning. The thing that kills me is there's nothing we can do to stop it. You know what I mean? It won't help. It's like everything else. They've got it so that we have no choice. I mean, the choice is to literally stop doing our jobs. That's it. I mean, it's gotten to the point where a work stoppage is pretty much the only way to fix this problem. It's frustrating because it's almost like people have to go on strike in order to make it so that companies don't just go, oh, hey, everybody's figured out how to milk everybody because we have a monopoly. And sadly, I just don't have the money. I can't afford to subscribe to 60 things. Not only that, so many of us are not good at remembering things that it's like the perfect whatever you want to call it, the perfect setup for a company, because you'll forget you subscribe to all these things or forget how to unsubscribe. Like last year I went and got, after I had my big crash here, after I had the big crash here on this machine, I went and bought recovery software. It only let you subscribe. Well, I'm put on my calendar to cancel it, except that I can't find a way to cancel it. There's no way to cancel it. So I hope they don't charge me again. I hope they've forgotten me, but I doubt it. I doubt anybody's forgotten me. The entire model is probably designed around you forgetting how to do it. And it's all my fault. I lost the information. They need the order number to cancel it. I didn't save that. I didn't think about it. And so now I will be paying for this until I cancel my bank accounts. It's like, well, and that's the kind of stuff that drives me crazy. I'm not detail oriented. And so we end up bleeding money out until I cancel accounts and crap like that. And, take action to stop it. And otherwise it becomes one of those, well, you're the one that screwed it up. So, nothing we can do about it. We're just doomed. Well, and Netflix, I didn't mind that much. No, he didn't. Excuse me on that one. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. That's an interesting idea. I might have to do that. Pepper is here. Never fear. Pepper is here.
Sorry, I completely forgot because you've been not doing them in the morning.
Well, I mean, Well, that's fine. You can completely forgot. That's okay too.
Yeah, I have to do some more work on the stuff I showed you last time I was on the show.
Yay!
So, I think I found out that some of the stuff that I have, like for pins, apparently, like like any type of like separate color, apparently, I have to have a very thin line around.
Okay.
So essentially, I have to go through and anywhere that I colored where I want a separate color, now I have to put a line around it.
To indicate a separate color.
Yeah.
Sounds like old school printing.
Yeah, I know it does. But like I had done these squiggle lines to kind of indicate like I wanted like a tabby look. So I did these squiggle lines, thinking, "Oh, that's all I have to really do. That's fine." But the squiggle lines won't translate well into a pin form.
Yep.
So I have to find a solution for that too.
We are page setting for print.
Nice.
Because there's 3 types of page setting for each issue. There's the US comic page setting, and then there's the Japanese comic page setting, and then there's the web comic page setting. So this is us setting up for US comics, because that's what we're going to print. So that's what I'm doing today. All page setting all the time. The good news is that doing it this way has bunched the pages up the way that they are supposed to be for reading. And
Okay.
that actually is good because I've been not actually seeing which pages face which until now. And so I was like, oh, okay, good. I planned it correctly. Because they've been offset by 1 in the other version.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's apparently the way we do things.
Hey, Guy, quick question about your George.
Uh-huh.
Does he have pink or black toe beans?
That's an excellent question. I shall be right back. It is time for research. They're black.
Alrighty.
George is like, the hell do you want? I like walk in, he's asleep. Like, hey George, what are you doing? It was actually really funny.
He's like, why are you looking at my toes?
Right, exactly. Like, what the hell is your problem, dude? It was very funny. That made my morning. Thank you.
Well, I mean, my last black cat, they had like a few pink toes,
Mm-hmm.
and then like another black cat that I was around had all pink toes. But I've always thought of black cat having black toes.
Right.
So
No, I think this is awesome. I think the funniest part was George's response to all of it, which was, what?
silly human toe beans are for kitties.
Right? And he was definitely asleep because he, of course, spent the entire night being a zoomy all night and running around the damn house.
Ah. So.
Yeah, so there's that.
One out of adolescence.
Right?
So apparently, I did talk to some folks over at Kickstarter. I have to submit things for review.
I was say I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, I guess it's a good thing, in the sense, like, basically they'll be verifying whether or not our Kickstarter will, the Kickstarter will be allowed to be used because of the name that we're calling the creatures.
I see. Whether it violates their process or policies or not.
Yeah. I mean, we're not using it derogatorily or anything.
No, you're not. It's
So
really actually kind of adorable. That would be really irritating.
But we will have a small child saying, "I love my..."
Right.
I still need to find a parent who's comfortable enough for their child to say something like that.
Oh, I would totally let you use Kai, but I think he's a little older than you want.
Yeah, we are looking for a little. I want to say we probably, like, when I talked to Bill about it, like, I think maybe like a little girl, or
Yep.
you know,
It is markedly funnier if it's a little girl. I agree.
Yeah. I have friends with daughters that I possibly could use.
Unfortunately, my 12-year-old definitely would give it a little bit too much of a spin. He'd be like, I love my, and then you'd be like, okay, it's not what we were looking for there.
I would probably be like, Kai,
Yeah.
I'm
Do we
friends with
have
your
to do it
dad.
that way?
You sound like a creeper.
Yeah, you're creeping, man. Creeping people.
No. I was like looking at the differences of the enamel pins for the project too, and like I still don't quite understand what I want. I mean, I thought a soft enamel would be like the fastest that I'd probably be leaning towards, but now I don't know.
Right.
So but I was reading some of the stuff for the Kickstarters, and it's very bizarre, some of the rules that they have, especially when it comes to products. Like if I have to have a prototype, I have to have a working prototype. Like if it's a device or something,
Yeah.
I found out like you have to have a working prototype so that you can't fool or trick anyone. And I'm like, man, so you have to ask for money after shelling out a whole bunch of money to make a prototype.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's the way business has been forever. So
Yeah, I know. It's just weird. It's crowdfunding.
yeah. Well, I am sure that over the years they have had a number of chill salesmen that have done all kinds of wonderful, cute things. You know.
Oh yeah.
Snake oil. Sure. I mean, there are some constants in the universe. One of them is snake oil salesman.
To be realistic, I think that there is three types of job that are the oldest.
Right.
One is the con man. The other is a fisherman. And then the last one is kind of illegal in this country, except for the bunny ranch.
Right. It shouldn't be illegal. I get the idea of, you don't want to. I feel like there is always a little too much of a think of the children on that one. Because there are people who really enjoy sex, and that should be okay. Make money on that. As long as both are consenting adults, I don't see any reason why it's a problem.
I don't know.
I'd rather have people tested.
Tested for while
For like
on the
STDs
job.
and stuff like that.
Why not?
And, like make it legal and make them have to get tested, and that's great. Man, it's none of your problem.
I mean, I think that's what they do down there. I think that's part of the job requirements.
Probably.
I mean, they require it for people who make videos.
Yeah. Which is funny. You can, as long as you're filming it, it's legal.
Yeah, I know.
Wonder if anybody has ever decided that was the way they were going to break that rule. I'm sure somebody has. It's totally the way I would have broken the rule.
What?
Just put a camera in the room. Then that way, you can do the whole thing and just say, and if anybody busts you for prostitution, you say, we were filming.
Actually, there's a joke about that. I forget.
I was about to say, it seems like that would be
A
exactly
condom
what's going
commercial
on.
actually used that.
A what commercial?
A condom commercial actually
yeah.
used that.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Not in the United States. No.
Of course
This
not.
is oh, I'm trying to remember what country it was. I know it's illegal in that country too, but the cops burst in and there's a camera right there and they're trying to arrest both of them for it. And he's like, no, there's a camera. I'm paying her because we're filming it.
Right.
And then the cops are like, oh, and then they walk out.
Right.
You know, like, I'm not saying it's an ingenious thing, but like,
no, it's pretty ingenious.
It was again another country, not the United States.
I mean, it's one of those things that it's like, I don't feel like it's something that the government should be involved in. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
it's none of their.
I think the government shouldn't be involved in your sexual relations
at all. Right? It's none of their business who you love. It's none of their business who I love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Involved in that.
Yeah.
I mean, your relationship has been illegal off and on throughout the centuries forever.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, none of our business what you do. It's none of our business.
Well, it shouldn't be anyone's business, but people make it their business.
Yeah. Think of the children. Every time I have these discussions, it's always but think of how horrible a life the prostitutes have. And I'm like,
not all prostitutes have a bad life.
Yeah, I was about to say, have you ever, like, some of them really enjoy it. That's their thing. Like burlesque dancers. I was just talking about this with my wife. On Friday, they want to go see the burlesque dancers. And I'm like, I need to go with you. And they're like, really? And I'm like, well, yeah, because I have this hang up that says that, you know, naked people are being abused or something in my head. I don't know what my head seems to think about this, but I need to stop it. If you want to be naked and no one's forcing you to do it, then that is perfectly acceptable. It is your right. And if you want to be appreciated because you're an attractive human being, then that is also your right.
Yeah.
And I need to get over this because these people have agency. And, I mean, frankly, I'm an artist. I love human bodies. They are so pretty. And in motion, they are really cool. I'm only sexually attracted to half of them, but the other half is still something to appreciate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Still appreciate that quite extensively. So it's one of those things. It's like, So I will probably be going to burlesque on Friday. I'll tell you how it goes.
Okay.
I shall report back to you.
You will probably have a very good time.
I probably will. That's the whole point, is to loosen up. I need to loosen up. Because to me, it is part of it's violating agency thing, and it isn't violating agency. You know what I mean? Like, I've got to let up. It's not violating agency.
Mm-hmm. Hey, all I have to say is I've met plenty of people who were in, basically they were in school, they got degrees and everything, and in the end, they ended up making more money being strippers.
Yep. Well, and if that's not a problem, and if you don't mind it, if it doesn't bother you, that shouldn't be a oh no sort of moment. It really shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, we shouldn't be doing that. If that's what you're into. I was thinking about that because I follow Joni Brocious, who is a cosplayer.
Uh-huh.
She also likes to do her cosplays and then take pieces of the cosplay off so that, she's exposing her breasts or whatever. That's her thing. It's her shtick. She likes it. And that was what I was saying, was I was like, for a while there, I was having a problem with that aspect of her, because I followed her from the beginning because she's a cosplayer and I like her as a cosplayer. And she does good cosplays. And I was like, oh man. And at first I was like, oh man, you went into that field? And then I was stopped and I was like, wait a minute. She enjoys this. Why am I judging her? This is her thing. She has every right to do that. Nobody's forcing her. Nobody's telling her she has to, She's got an OnlyFans, and that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, as artists, I can tell you right now, from the amount of times people have literally legitimately said to me, you should draw this because that's what's popular right now. And I'm like, but I don't like drawing that type of material at all. And they're like, yeah, but you want to build a following, don't you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, I want to build a following, but I don't want to sit there and downgrade my integrity. Because that's, and he's like, listen, sex sells. You need to learn that. And I'm just like, whatever, dude.
And this is a thing that I think about a lot too. You were ending, so I'm actually just adding.
No, it's okay.
But I mean, because suppose that someone were to say, I'll pay you $1,000 to draw a picture of Chang naked, is that worth the, well, no, we got to hang to our integrity here. But then again, it's the agency of the character, because actually a picture of Chang naked would not be a problem at all because Chang is routinely naked. But it was, I'll draw you, or I guess I should say $1,000 for you to draw Chang being molested by plants or something like that. Let's say something that would be a violation of my worldview. Then the question is that appropriate? Is that not appropriate? What do we do?
Well, it's so with mine and Bill's comic, I'm fixing to redo it. There's teenage girls in it. I understand.
Yeah.
There's also small children. If I get requests like that with small children, yes, I'm saying no.
Of course, you're saying no.
That is
adult,
because that is illegal. That would be very weird.
But I'm not talking about
illegal. Huh?
I'm not talking about illegal. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, Chang is 30 years old.
Yeah, and the oldest, but the oldest camper that I have in my comic is 12.
I understand. Obviously,
so there's a difference between what I'm saying and what about my characters and your characters.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is there's a difference between obviously illegal and not illegal. That's what we're talking about. Is the gray area.
Yeah.
It's if they're asking me to draw Alex naked, she's 14. No, that's not happening, right? Obviously. So I mean, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is, what if someone offers me $1,000 for Chang to be molested by tentacles? That there's nothing illegal about it.
No,
nothing really immoral about it. But
I think it would be a long discussion with
as a person, as a being, and whatever. It's definitely a violation of the character.
But I also think that that's something that you would want to talk with Maya about, because if someone's offering you $1,000 for one thing and one thing only, you may want to talk to your wife if you guys need the money.
Well, that's the problem. I hate to say this, but I think Maya's response would be, "Go for it, dude."
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, I'm not trying to be callous or mean about it, but there are things like my husband has like literally charged people $250 for me to draw.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm highly
Well,
uncomfortable the entire time I'm drawing it, but I draw it because he charged them way over my normal asking price.
well, yeah. I mean,
Specifically to draw this.
that's a different problem. That's a different issue.
But I mean, at the time we needed the money, so it's, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I'm not saying my husband was wrong with doing that. Like,
I knew that would happen.
what?
Oh, I closed the wrong one. Gesundheit.
Bless you. I thought hopping on would get Bill to come in, but apparently he has a meeting right now, so he can't come on yet.
Jerk. Yeah. Meeting. Jeez. Making work
I know, right?
a priority. Weirdo.
He thinks something about like bringing home almost all the income in the house is a good thing.
Right? You think that gives him the right or something?
No. By the way, this leads into my next topic. So I am gonna have to. I do have a project that I'm not going to be able to share until I'm in. Well, not until like I know for certain that I have it. If I get it, I still can't share it. And it is very adult in nature.
Speaking of adult.
Yes.
Well,
And it's LGBTQ centric.
You gross.
It's actually kind of like so far. Like I like the
together.
concept of the story. Like I like the concept of the story.
No,
I really do.
I almost held a straight
really
face
do.
through that whole scene, for that whole thing.
But like the one thing that right now, so I did the stupid move and I decided to tell my mom,
Uh-oh.
and she's like, so now she's in my head
Uh-oh.
going, "Are you sure you want to be known for this?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna use an anagram of my name, Mom. Not gonna use my actual name." And she's like, "All right." And I basically told her, I was like, "Mom, I need the money."
And that's the argument. Your buddy's not wrong. Sex does sell.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
I wish your buddy was wrong. Your buddy's not.
This particular person grosses like $60K on Kickstarters for each book that he produces and writes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he pays well. I just hope that we can work together and he likes my art enough to hire me for the project. That's all. I got the script and I have to draw the characters, both naked and clothed. And like my first thought was, oh gee, I feel like I'm Guy now.
Exactly. It is exactly what I do all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you
Oh,
gross
someone just came on.
joined, didn't they?
Hey, Brent.
Something happened to my connection though. I dropped. I think that someone coming on was me.
Oh, okay.
I think I dropped and then came back on, and that which is weird because I didn't show that I had dropped. You were frozen, but I could hear you just fine. But it then did the like somebody joined, but it was me that was joining. So that was weird a lot. And I heard every word you said. So even weirder. I don't know. That was strange.
Yeah. Do.
Do.
Yeah.
Okay. I just now realized that I could probably that's fine. All right. Inner border needs to be manga sized. So I just now realized that I could probably rig this so that its stuff is correct. But no, we didn't do this the right way. All right, let's take a look at the numbers. God, I hate the film strip. The film strip is exactly in the way of the thing I need to see. There we go. And of course, you can't permanently disable the film strip. You can temporarily disable it for this session of you looking at pictures. But then the next time that you open it, it's still going to be the same. So, okay, inner border. We want it to be 105, except we don't. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to cancel this. Because we increased these, what percentage do we think? You know what? I'll just look at the rulers, guys. So 19.5 to 162. What can I do? I don't know. Maybe I've got it already set up. Let's see. Change the project settings. Oh, God. 6, 9. Big, smaller.
Oh, so Bill wanted to know if you had free time to help film the commercial.
I do after NDK. I will most happily help you out with that after NDK. That's okay. If that's ND, okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. You know what? I can just do this way. Easier. Me and my Supergirl here. That's a 2-page spread. I even have a good camera for it, so to that stage. But you have to buy lunch.
Okay. Any particular place or?
No, but you get to buy lunch. That's the price.
That's fine.
Price here. That's it.
That's fine by me.
Yep.
You're a cheap lunch date.
I am. Heck, it could be Taco Bell. I'd be fine, but
I wouldn't do that to you with an hour drive back.
I know, right?
Like, let's give Guy Taco Bell and then make him drive an hour back to his house.
Yeah,
Sure.
right.
Like, he gets the gordita crunch wrap or something, and then all of a sudden, he's like in the bathroom the moment he gets home until Maya gets back.
Right. Gets ugly then. Then it gets ugly.
And then you're like, I'm never doing anything with Pepper again.
I hate that Pepper guy.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Toby Keith song, I'll Never Smoke Weed with Willie again.
Right.
And for those of you who don't know, he's talking about Willie Nelson and his experience. Toby Keith is talking about smoking weed with Willie in the entire song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is a freaking hilarious song, and you don't find many of them like it.
Okay. Not helping. Okay.
I was also thinking of adding one more pin because I have 7 pins in total.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe doing one more as a lucky cat riff.
Mm-hmm. 63.
But then I'm like, what would I use for the gold coin? A clamshell? So I'm still debating on that.
Right?
I think I got everything cleaned up.
hey, that looks good. I think I gotta move stuff. Oh, hey, yeah, I like that. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah. I started looking at prices for pins. One place like wants like a $1,500 for 500 pins.
Wow.
Their minimum order is 25 though, which is more affordable. However, if I'm doing a Kickstarter, I have to prepare for like basically the most I think
Right.
I'll have to pay. But I was looking at pin Kickstarters, just like pins in general on there, and it seems like they go all over the place with price. Also, like different things in general.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like when I was looking at everything, I also noticed like on Kickstarter, there's not like a real category for pins. Like everyone's everywhere. Like sometimes people label it as illustration, other people label it as a fashion accessory. It's like, okay, well, awesome. And is it wrong that I also have like a story idea in my head? Again, I have another one where basically instead of the Church of Latter-day Saints, it's the Church of Latter-day Satan.
Latter-day Satan? Sounds like a thing.
And people go door to door talking about the joys of humanism to people, and they're like, "What's this?" Well, we're affiliated with Satanism. Right. No. I just thought it would be funny if it was a world where door to door people going, instead of talking about Jesus Christ, what it would be like if people got door to door people coming to them about other religions or cultures, or just Satan in general, because that's the hot topic in America is that one right there.
Yeah.
But I was also thinking about it, like, what if back in the day they went door to door for like different Greco-Roman deities, having different people going door to door to recruit people for their temples. And because they used to call their congregations for these deities cults. They would say like the cult of this one or the cult of this one type deal, roughly translated from back then. And I'm just like, that would be interesting if people went door to door with that. So
I feel like something bad has just occurred.
You feel like something bad just occurred?
Yeah. I think I guess canceling is not an option. Gotcha.
Canceling me?
Yes, canceling you.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't have the right monitor going on. That's why you can't see what I'm doing.
Okay. That's better.
Yeah, now I'm like, I just switched the page settings to make this easier to understand or easier for me to do, and I think I messed it up. I really do think I just totally botched it. 163 by 258. Okay.
Brent, are you Guy? Are you trying to cancel Brent too?
I'm canceling Brent too. Just canceling
right,
everybody. I'm on
Brent
a canceling spree.
So
it's the width. Oh, that's why. It's because it needs to be 169 by 260. Are we sure about that? I'm not sure we're sure about that. I write so many numbers down, then I forget everything. 169. Nice. So 169. US size. 169 by 258 millimeters. Stop messing with it. That's why I've got like 6 different sizes going on here, and it's like, so I'm messing this up over and over and over. It doesn't matter what the internal one is. The biggest problem I've got is that none of these are lining up properly. So I want to line them all up correctly. But I also want them to print properly.
They're still going back and forth on the hard versus the soft enamel pins.
So many jokes, so little time.
Well, the soft enamel, what it does is it basically sinks in a bit, and you can actually feel
the bumps
and everything. The hard enamel, everything's like flush on the very top, so it doesn't really extend above anything. Doesn't really grow. So buttons, I would like to do buttons. The only problem is I don't want to do the work. I want to actually pay someone to manufacture these because I want the pins. Because they'll probably with these designs they'll be a bit cleaner if they were pins versus buttons. Whereas if I did them as buttons, Brent, they may not look the best the way that I want them to. So that's why I'm looking at the pins. Plus, apparently they are very popular right now, pins.
I have a squirrel on my patio.
You do?
Yep. Shall name him Donut. That's his name. Donut. I have a squirrel and a bird. This is even funnier. The bird and the squirrel, and the bird are like, I don't know, facing off over here on them. This is actually funny as hell. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what this is all about, but okay.
Yeah. That would be a good idea for a lower Kickstarter tier.
I mean, like, he's right there.
My lowest Kickstarter tier so far that I've come up with is for the soft enamel, Brent. One of the things would be moving to hard enamel. And if I got all the way up to what I hope for. I could do like either a sandblasted polish or an antique dye stuck one, whereas there's no enamel in it. It's just solid metal, and it looks like the figure, just no color or anything. And I found a company that does them in sterling silver as well, which would be good for cats because, you know,
Cats
I
have
like
always been
silver.
more into silver than gold.
Well, I mean, I like silver more than gold, anyways. Like, I don't really like gold, but like, I'm noticing that a lot of pins that are ordered through Kickstarter, they always have a gold border.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just teasing because, of course, that
you were
didn't make
teasing
a
me.
whole lot of sense, but you know, it's a thing.
Oh, you were teasing me.
Yes, and you slept through it.
Okay.
Messing with you because I love you. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
It's like a requirement of some sort.
Yeah. They do have something known as printed pins, which some companies offer them on metal, and they look like buttons. So they have like the backings of a button print. Like I could probably do something similar to that. They even have them for wood, but again, the wood ones are circular, so I'd have to fit them within the space of those. Um, I'm also looking at companies that make their stuff in the United States to cut down costs of shipping. I know that sounds really weird, but trust me, after reviewing a lot of stuff, it's there's a lot of things that like if you try to have it printed outside of the United States, it just gets very costly. Um, and like and I'm looking at Wizard Pins right now. That's who I have up right now. And there are four styles that are printed in the United States. One is the sterling silver pin. Another pin is the premium enamel pins, which have the bronze gold color for the lines and everything. They also have wood pins with engraving and with color. The wood pins with engraving, they basically look like the premium enamel or the sterling silver, and they're cut out to the shape. The only difference is it's wood, and there's no color for the engraved ones. So I may want to do that for a lower tier if it's affordable. But yeah, they have 6 selections just in the United States. Some other pin companies I've been looking into, they ship everything out to China, and right now anything from China is like costing an arm and a leg for shipping costs.
Yep. Trying to make
so
sure
I
that
have to,
people stay within the. They're trying to make sure that people stay in the U.S.
well, yeah, but I think it's a little bit more than that. Like if you're looking at costs of running a business, you have to kind of take that into consideration now. With everything that's going on overseas that's not in the United States, sometimes people in the United States forget like other parts of the world have other issues that may affect your business, especially when you're trying to do supply and demand.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I just know that we have a lot of a design.
Yeah.
For the intention.
Yeah, but the sterling silver pins, like what's attracting them to me is their jewelry level quality. They're the ones that people when they put like they make them with awards and stuff like that. Like it's good to know that they have it for special things.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in order to get one, oh no, okay, I'm rethinking this because Wizard Pins has actually posted the price of them. So the sterling silver pins, if I were to try to sell them, minimum I would have to charge people $60 each, and that is not even the size I want them to be. They would
Mm-hmm.
be like a fraction of the size. Let me see if I'm going to. Oh, if I actually make them actual size, so like basically so that people actually notice them, and this is the largest size that they are operating under, um, which is 1.25 inch. I would have to charge $80.
Yep.
So that is going to be a tier that if I get enough money through the Kickstarter, I will do one, but I am not doing it right off the bat, and I'm not
Right.
promising that. But let me try the wood engraving ones because I've already seen the normal enamel ones. Okay, so 1 inch wood ones that are just engraved, no color, just engraved on wood. I can legitimately get by charging $8. Yeah, the ultimate tier. Yeah, I think I would have to sit there and have like the ultimate tier be like people would have to like my Kickstarter would have to be like $80,000 hit in order to get that ultimate tier rent. um, but the prices I'm doing are based off of just getting 100 in this of the wood ones and the sterling silver ones. That was their minimum of 25. Just 25. So yeah, laser engraving. Yeah, I've been actually looking at one of those too. Um, I find it fascinating. I just don't have the space in my office. I need it clean in order to get that. So,
Clean
uh,
schmeen.
yeah.
I mean, my office is trashed. You don't see anything wrong with that. I can't find anything.
Yeah. I'm also getting other people. I'm also getting other people's advice about where they get pins from because Wizard Pins is just one site. There's other sites that um, I need to look at still. I'm just re-looking at them because, well, I keep getting things for them. There's actually a CNC and laser engraver that I've been looking at from one of the YouTubers I follow. The people at Nerd Forge have a really awesome one, and the problem is they don't sell their machine in the United States. So, I need a new 3D printer. My 3D printer, the plate, is no longer able to be replaced. So I need a new one. No. The printer mechanism where the plastic comes out decided to bore a hole right through the plastic plate that I had on the bottom of the 3D printer. And then the 3D printer itself is an outdated model by the company that produced it, and they won't. I have to essentially get a brand new 3D printer from them if I want a printer from them again. I'm not really fond of that, so I'm not going with them, and I'm still researching which one I want. Ooh. I found a company that also does patches. 02 S5. Oh, okay. Is that spool or resin, Brent?
That's spool.
Spool? Okay. Yeah, because I have a bunch of, like, I have soft spool and I have hard spool that I still have from the previous one. The soft spool, like, plastic, I don't know how to actually work with it. Brent, you're getting into stuff I don't know. I need to bring in Bill to know what you're talking about now.
Messages from Bill.
Bill, are you still in a meeting? Brent's doing technical jargon. I don't know what he's talking about. I need help.
I need a rescue. I need an adult. I need an adult.
I need an adult. I need an adult. Messages from Bill. Hello. Alright. So I was talking about the 3D printer that we need to replace, and Brent said this. So I'm assuming it's the model number and everything. But what's this? And he says plate, but like, what did that mean?
Looks like dimensions.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
That's
bold. So
is that in inches or in millimeters, Brent? Because that's a lot of inches.
Definitely inches. Wait, what? No, what he's saying is that it's got a huge build plate. But it's FDM, which means that it's the spool. Hi, Bill.
Hello. So, yeah, we can look at that stuff. The spool is probably what we want to start with. I'm trying to convince him, like, that's fine for prototyping, but when we want to have something mass produced, like, that's not, we don't just print out, like, water pins with that.
Right. You don't want to do 60 of them. It'll take 2 weeks.
Right. You send that off to some injection molder, and they just pump them out for you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that is big. Can do life-size helmets.
Like Star Wars.
Cool.
But he needs for Star Trek. So you're saying stun guns? Stun guns can be made. Phasers can be. Phasers can be made in this print.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, that's usually what my buddy uses his printer for.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, I need to go back to work.
Okay, thank you for joining us. We miss you.
Oh, he also said in a full 3D printer R2D2 dome.
And a partridge in a pear tree. Yeah, if you have to, he says. If you gotta do phasers, you can do that.
Ooh. Here, I found a company that does glow-in-the-dark things. Let's see here. Nope, they don't have customizable shapes. Oh no, they do. It's just... I don't necessarily... So, with pins, guy, do you like the magnetic or the rubber or the ones that have like a clutch type deal?
So I have actual opinions about this. So I have strong opinions. It depends on what I'm after. For a uniform, I like the magnetic ones because then they don't tear up my uniforms. However, what I would probably do with that guy is put him on my satchel like these, right? Because I put a lot of things on my satchel, especially here, and I would suspect that that would be so. I prefer to have the clutches on the back But some of these come loose. Like these pins here, the ones that are of the magic variety, those are the little, pin that you poke through and then hook. And those stay really well. These don't stay as well, but this is more common. So,
are you talking about like the metal butterfly clutch, or are you talking about like the rubber?
They're called dammits in the military because they keep coming loose. So you just say damn it.
Okay.
Yeah. Here, these guys from on the back of this, right? Here,
Okay, because that's basically like I like the rubber ones, but I don't really.
These are dammits. These are rubber dammits.
Yeah. I mean, I like the rubber ones. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But the butterfly clutch one, it just seems. I don't know.
The butterfly ones are okay. The biggest problem with the rubber ones is they wear out over time. So if you move them from item to item, you need to get new ones at some point in time because they wear out. But that may or may not be a big deal.
Gotcha. You know what? I'll just do the rubber ones because I just realized something. The rubber ones are easier to at least get on and off.
Sounds fair.
So if I do the jewelry or the deluxe clutch ones, those ones I still have issues with. Magnetic I don't mind, but like then I have to just make sure that I have all the magnetic backings. And I usually have problems with them falling off things. Because what I'm using the backing, or like what I'm doing with the pins, doesn't necessarily mean that you want to have it fall off your body if you're wearing it on your shirt or something.
Yep.
So.
Well, like I said, if I were to have one of those, which I might join you on, I don't know. I mean, they're cute and adorable, and I love them. So I could see getting them. But I would put them on my satchel, on the outer flap of my satchel. So that'd be where they'd live.
Well, these people actually straight up do the backing card too for me. Oh. Yeah, I'm not ready to pull the trigger yet. I'm just gonna not do that. Oh! Maybe make a pin design guy for Bellatrix Rising.
I might. It could happen. First things first. I have to finish the first issue.
Alright, guy.
What do I do now?
Should I do one more pin as like a tier based off of the Lucky Cat?
Oh, I think so. I absolutely think you should do Lucky Cat. That's cool.
Now, next question. So, I see a lot of like the gold coin with the Lucky Cat, like them holding like a gold coin traditionally with one paw up in the air.
Yep.
Right?
Hooked. The paw has to be hooked.
Yeah, the paw has to be there. So I'm just trying to think of what to make sure to make people realize it's a lucky cat.
If you
Now-
usually they're traditionally kind of white with orange spots. It's kind of the thing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like either orange spots or they put like black and orange spots, or the entire thing is gold with green. That's what I'm seeing right now. But are you talking about the Japanese version?
Yeah,
Okay.
which is the one I'm used to. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. I mean, unless you're telling me that you want me to do the black lucky cat.
no. You've already done a black cat, so
Yeah, I know. That's going to be like an expansion tier to get that.
I am actually kind of worried that maybe this t-shirt has mildewed slightly. Been smelling mildew all day, and my kid forgot his laundry long enough that I think my clothes mildewed waiting for him to get his laundry out of the washer. I'm kind of worried because I'm like, that smells like mildew, and I don't know. I mean, just washing them again will work, but it was a lot of laundry.
Yeah. The one person that I buy their pins on a regular basis, I'm going to ask them what they use. Some of these lucky cat things that I'm looking at are extremely scary looking, guy. Extremely scary looking.
You're just saying, huh?
Well, there's one that looks like he uses his right hand very well. Because compared to the rest of the body, it has more muscles on it than I think I've ever seen on a human being, let alone a cat. But I've seen like samurai outfitted ones so far. I've seen like really cute ones, modern ones, ones that look like real cats. So fat and skinny.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to think of like if I did one like should I make it very shark themed? Like, should I have like the gold coin, like the gold rectangle coin? Should I put that like in a fish shape or a shell shape?
Oh, I think that'd be kind of cute.
Yeah.
Baby shark? No, not baby shark. Do.
No baby shark with mine, please. Just got the kids out of the house. They had baby shark paraphernalia, and then they started singing baby shark at one point. It was not appreciated. Although I did find out that if I'm gonna watch any type of children's programming with my kids, I'm gonna make my kids watch Bluey.
Okay.
So
Is it too gloomy?
no.
It's slightly after 11, but I'm almost done with this, so I'm going to keep going if you don't mind.
Uh-oh. Well, it looks like someone actually had the idea before me. Yeah. But they're calling them shark cats.
Of course they are.
And they're creepy. Because they look like they are literally a combination of sharks with cat ears and paws.
It is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, their shark cats. What I'm seeing, they don't have ears, and they don't look like mine. So I know I didn't copy them, but they already have them like in plushies and everything.
Right. Well, we're not done yet. We got one page. We're doing one page. this page just needs to be done. And we're out. And then I'm not sure whether we'll be putting Pia on here, but we'll put Pia on here. What's the worst that could possibly happen? He's not selling Pia anymore. No! Can't imagine that.
So this person's
Me calling again. They gave up.
there's a spam risk.
This is not centered either. Ugh. Now that I've set the centering up,
So the cat shark that this person is being credited for drawing and has like all of this stuff for, like I'm looking at it right now, and there's no ears. It's just a shark with 4 legs and fur, with no cat ears.
yeah, it sounds weird.
It's cute.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, I don't think Pepper is doing a comic that's out yet.
I have to. Bill and I want to rework our current comic that we do together, and then I have another one that I'm testing the waters to see if the writer wants to work with me.
Work with you. Psh.
Hey, you never know. Some people just don't want to work with you after seeing your artwork.
That's probably
So
true, but I'm still scoffing at it because it's funny.
yeah,
Because I actually rather like working with you personally.
like you know the vast creativity of artists that always seems to happen. Like every single time I want to do something or I come up with an idea, like it looks like someone's already done it.
Kitty sharks, I can't imagine being a thing that nobody has thought of. So I
Well,
wouldn't worry
initially
about it.
I had typed in cat shark and I didn't find anything, but now I did shark cat and now I'm finding everything.
I can't imagine that it was a thing that nobody's ever done. So
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, the only thing I see as far as pins go have not done by they have not been done the way I'm doing them.
right. And I'm starting to feel like we're passing into the, this is taking too long. I'm going to have to pass it to tonight. That's kind of irritating. Which is all right. I mean, we can make it work. I'm not terribly worried, but it still makes me like, man. I was hoping to have it done. Done. And sometimes that's not the way the fates work. Yeah, but we've got to make sure that lines up. And it occurs to me that no matter what, I mean, like some of this stuff is well out of the safe, and I want it to print. I don't want it to be screwed up. So. Okay, well, I'm going to call that. We got to do something. I misspelled that.
Hmm.
It's been 500 years since the devastating galactic war. Just. I'm just trying to type this up here real quick. Close that. What do we call a moment in history? A thing that causes a moment in history. Like the MacGuffin, except that you can't use the word MacGuffin because it's silly to say they find a MacGuffin. You know. One last thing. A moment or a trigger in history. What would we call that? We would call it a most unassuming of catalysts. I mean, like,
Happenstance?
maybe it's been 500 years since a devastating galactic war came to a spectacular end. In the galaxy that followed, one small ship finds itself in the middle of the next chapter of history when they come across the most unassuming of a young girl. So happenstance won't work for a young girl. What I'll do while we're thinking about this is do the spell check, because we are most certainly taking a risk here. In the Renaissance that followed, one small ship finds itself in the middle of the next tempest of history. They come across the most unassuming most unassuming happenstance in the form of a young girl. Maybe it's close. You know what? This is why they make the sources. Indeed. Juncture achievement. I mean, I guess we could make it most unassuming of events. And then they found a young girl. They find a young girl. Yeah. do you think, guys? A bit of work? See what our partner says. Yeah, I'll just save it out, and then we'll make one last check on it for tonight, and then I'll send it off to the printers tonight. It's probably safer. We'll see what Mariah says. All right. Well, then that makes it an in for me. I am done. I am out of here. And with the exception of the back part, I am ready to, ow, my back. I'm ready to move to printing, I think.
Woohoo!
All the editing is done, and we only have one page, and it's already set for the next page. And yep, then we have to configure for Webtoons, which is the next major thing we're going to have to do. But that's okay. Actually, I think this is probably what we should have done last time, which is set the pages up for manga, do the original things as manga, and then export the whole mess as PNGs, then put them into a configured for US pages format, and then configured for Webtoons format, and then it will ultimately be base page for, yeah, right, 2 years later, book 1, part 1 is done. But we have done an awful lot of background for this. I mean, the fact that James specifically said for page 32, he said, I can't read this panel. It needs to be re-rendered. And so 2 nights ago, it just took 5 minutes to re-render the entire panel. And it was in a different angle. And poof, it was out. And there we go. And all is done. So, hey, it's lunchtime for me. I will see you later. Thank you for joining me. And star maps. By the way, we have to go back and fix the star maps there. Brent, you and me, we're going to fix this. This is how Brent decided to drive all the way back to Colorado.
In that moment, Brent realized Guy has a problem.
Right. Hi, my name is Guy, and I have a star map problem. Hi, Guy. All right. Okay, I am OOH. Thank you for joining me there, Pepper. I'll be back tonight. We will probably do the last little bits and then send it off to the printer tonight. You can watch me do it live. So, right? I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. Then we'll configure for Webtoons. So, alrighty.
It's about damn time.
So, I will talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Later, taters. Keep your eyes on the stars.